Okay, so we're showing that this is our drive here. And we're going to open the drive. And we're showing this is our subfolder for Clonezilla right here. Subfolder. So now we're going to close this. And we're going to reboot. To here. Now I've got to bring this down because it's pretty bright. We're going to pick Clonezilla. Let it boot up into Clonezilla. Go ahead and start Clonezilla. We're going to let it pick the device image, and we're working with local devices, so we'll go ahead and hit enter to confirm that. It's just going to search for our drives. So we're going to hit Control C to continue the search. Alright, so now we're going to pick our EST2TB drive, which was our 1.8 terabyte drive. And so now we can see we have our subfolders, all the folders that are on there, including we can see now we have our Clonezilla backups folder that I showed you in Linux. And so we're going to select that, but this, notice it says use the tab key to choose done, but we haven't selected our folder, so we need to actually select our folder. So we're going to come down here and we're going to hit browse. So to browse into that subfolder, we do that by hitting the tab key one time to select browse, and then we're going to hit enter. And now if you notice, it selected that browser, and now we can see all of our subfolders, all of our images that are in that browser. And so we see all of our subfolders that are in that browser. So now we're going to use this tab key to select done now that we've selected our subfolder that we want to use. So now we're going to tab twice to select done. Now we can see done is highlighted. Now we're going to hit enter. And it's going to ask us, basically it's saying that we're doing the clone backup. So we're going to hit enter. And then we're just going to go ahead and run our normal beginner, and we're going to do a save disk. Now we're going to rename this test. I'm just going to add test to the end of that name. Let's put a backslash in here to kind of separate that out a little bit. You got to keep holding that up. And then test. And so now we can just hit enter. We don't have to tab anything, we just hit enter. It's going to be today's date image test. And we're going to pick that drive. So we're just going to hit enter on that drive. And I like using this other compression. It actually says very fast and small. It does make a smaller compression than the dash zip or Z1P zip. So we use the Z9P, and that saves just a little bit more space on your drive. So we'll go ahead and select that. And we're going to skip repairing the file systems right now. And we're going to check the saved images to make sure that the images are saved. And then we're not going to encrypt. We don't need to encrypt the image. And then we just pick what we want when we're done with the backup. So now it's going out here and it's going to do our backup for us. Now I'm actually going to cancel this, so I don't need to run through the whole deal. So when it asks me to confirm, I'm going to say no. If you were actually making your backup, you would go ahead and say yes to continue. But when it gets to this prompt, I'm going to say, are you sure you want to continue? I'm going to say no and enter. And then I'm going to say no again, or just enter. So that's going to bring us back to here. So now I'm going to show you that our backup was actually in there. Now I did this a couple of days ago, so you're going to see a different date, but this shows you that it was actually in the subfolder. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to start over, and we're going to keep our repository. So we're going to start Clonezilla, use our local device images, and we're going to skip. We're going to use the existing home partition, which was that subfolder, and we're going to select it. And now when we go down here to restore disks, then we're going to see that our test image is right here. Now this was done on 9/2, but you can actually see that that was the test image in that subfolder that we had picked for this. So now that's how you can pick a subfolder on a drive. The folder has to already be created. You can't create a folder here, but as long as a folder is created and there's no spaces in the name, you can't have a space in the name anywhere. It's got to have a full character set. Once that's done, that's how you save it to a subfolder. So that's going to conclude this video. Thanks, and if you liked the video, please subscribe and check that like button. Thank you much.